welcome to a new vlog. I just really loved my day in the life with a 4-month-old, so I thought I'd bring to you a new one this week, a day in life with a 6-month-old, actually 6.5, like almost 7, which is crazy. I think I might try to do them like once a month or something, but let me know what you guys think. Like I really want to change up my content a little bit, you know, obviously keeping within the realm of education, productivity, whatever, but I would love to include something to do with like motherhood and stuff. So let me know what you guys want to see, like what interests you. Yeah, let me know. I'm all over the place today. It's an absolute mess in this house. Like there's stuff everywhere, there's food on the floor. I've started weaning Sufyan, so like there's food on the floor, there's food on the desk. Like I'm doing baby-led weaning, kind of a mixture actually of baby-led weaning and just normal traditional like pureeing. But yeah, so I'm giving him like strips of toast with cream cheese on top, and that's on my desk. Everything's a mess, and you know, like I just feel like I'm all over the place. I can't work, I can't study, I can't focus when there's mess. And there is mess, like there's sheets of paper from when I showed like my sister how to do some maths, and there's just stuff everywhere, and I can't. So I need to orientate myself. I thought, you know what, yesterday I was like, you know, it's gonna be a really productive vlog, and now I'm like, I'm gonna spend the next hour just or more just tidying up the mess that was made from the morning. So it's not even in the morning right now. It's like, what time is it? It's 11:45, and we've been up since 8 o'clock. He's been eating solids for about a month or so now, properly for the last 4 weeks I would say, but before that we started kind of earlier than when they recommend, just because I mean in Africa we eat food at like 2 months. Like what's this 6-month nonsense that they say here, and the guidelines are always changing. Like in med school they learn 4 months, and now it's like 6 months. So even in the space of a couple of years they changed the guidelines already, and they just keep on going backwards and forwards. So as long as your baby can sit up and has control of their neck, like you can feed them, it's fine. I've just been pureeing it myself. Like it's super easy. You just have to steam or boil food. I've done carrots, sweet potato, broccoli, spinach. I just like puree it all in one go, and then I just like put it in ice cubes, in like an ice cube tray, and then just put it into a little bag, and I just take a cube out every day and give it to him. It's super easy. It takes me like 10 minutes to do, and it's just the easiest thing every day. And it just means that I know what I'm giving him, you know, for the time being anyway. I'm sure later on when he gets a bit older, things might change, but for now I want to introduce him to the natural products. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to really. Like, oh, so last week, the reason why I'm all over the place I just feel so disorientated. This is going to be a crazy vlog. So last week I released my vlog. Last week I released my course, my thesis writing course, which if you guys saw my last video you will know that I did, and I worked so hard for it. Like I worked for the past, it was conceived 2 years ago, and the idea was conceived 2 years ago, and then I kind of like toyed on it, like how am I going to do it. I started writing on Word, and then like I was like, it doesn't really feel right to do a thesis writing course where it's like, it's not really interactive and stuff. And then I was approached by a company called Jalinga Studio, and I'll leave the link down below as well, and they were like, do you want to use our studio for a course? And I was like, yeah. And this was in between the 2 lockdowns, so we're in 2nd lockdown now. Today is actually Thursday the 12th. So it was like, I don't know, in September, they were like, do you want to use our studio? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I was there for a couple of hours, and I managed to like develop the course, film the course and everything. And yeah, and then I released it on Sunday, and so I really hope you guys enjoy it. It's a thesis writing course, or like a research writing course, so even if you're not doing a thesis, it's for like any sort of dissertation or research. So I've been doing that, and that was finally released on Sunday. So I was like, okay, cool, this week's gonna be like a focus on Sufyan week. I'm just gonna focus on him and just, you know, start the weaning process, like start actual baby-led weaning. I was waiting for the high chair to come as well, which came yesterday. This week's gonna be all about him. I'm also sleep training him this week as well. Today is day 4, I think, or day 3. I've been making notes of like all the timings and stuff. Today's day 3, I believe, and it's going really well. He slept just now in 6 minutes. I put him down at 11:30 and he slept. He was asleep at 11:35 11:35 or 11:36 by himself. So I put him down wide awake, and he's a bit of tears, obviously he's gonna cry of course because I've like deserted him in his bed, but he was asleep in 6 minutes. And normally I would like rock him, so since he was born, when it's nap time, I'd rock him to sleep, like I'd like tap him, rock him, sing him a song, and then I'll put him down. And that whole process was just so like, it's so traumatic because you spend, I don't know, up to half an hour rocking, you put him down, he wakes up, and you're just like, oh my god, like it's so frustrating. But this way, you just put him down, he cries for a little bit, and then he falls asleep, and you just walk away. Personally, I stayed there in the room with him, but I kind of like hide, so I'll just sit on the floor just so I can hear him. There's a lot going on basically this week, like in terms of like life, sort of, it's kind of routine changing stuff, and it's, I feel like, having a big impact on how much work I'm getting done this week. But I think I told myself like I've been very distracted recently, and so this week's a bit more of a calmer work week, and I'm just getting, you know, I'm still doing work, like I'm doing a few emails here and there, and I did a bit of editing. I edited an abstract yesterday. So yeah, I'm still getting some work done, but what I'm trying to do is to create a lot of opportunities for myself where I don't actually have to physically, my time isn't tied to my finances. Like I don't have to sit there and edit a work to be paid. I'm on maternity leave, by the way, so if you're new to this channel, I'm on formal maternity leave, so I do have like a job where I'm on leave for a year. So when I talk about work, it's a business that I've got on the side of my actual job. So I do have two main streams of income, but within the second one there's a lot of streams, so like YouTube, my editing, proofreading consultancy, and a lot of other things. Like now the course, Skillshare course as well, is another stream, which is really cool. Like I'm so proud that I've been able to like build those other streams for myself as a result of you know, the channel. Like all the things have come from this channel. So yeah, what else is there? I'm just like updating you guys. Like this is going to be a very long intro, but I thought it'd make sense to like update you guys with what I'm doing. And if you want more info on like what I'm doing in terms of like the sleep training, I know it's very specific to if you're a mom, I guess, or a parent, but if you want to know like how I'm sleep training, I'm not really using like a cry out or like is it Ferber? I'm not really using like a formal method, but essentially I'm just waiting for him to be really tired. So for him, it's about a 3-hour window. So he woke up at 8:30 and it's 11:30. So about a 3-hour window. I'll put him down when I know that he's tired and like he has no energy, and then he'll cry for a very short amount of time and he'll fall asleep. So it's not really a battle because he is genuinely tired. So I'm just using that as the method. Last plan for today is to like tidy up, just get some emails done. I had a meeting with my partner manager, my YouTube partner manager, yesterday, and that was really productive. I now have like a bit more of a better mindset. I had some really exciting news today as well, which I'm still in shock about a little bit. You guys will definitely be hearing about it. I have no idea about a timeline or anything. I just got an email saying this is the proposal. It's from YouTube. This is the proposal. I don't even know if I can say very much, but like it's from YouTube, and there's a massive thing happening with another massive YouTuber, and I'm in a little bit of shock, and I don't know what it means right now, but I've been selected for something, and woo, it's a lot. So the one thing though is when you do baby-led weaning, you have to be very, very like vigilant and watch them, because you're giving them like chunks of food, and they aren't yet astute to knowing how to eat those foods. So you have to be really careful that they don't choke, and if they do choke, you have to know what to do. So I watched a video today what to do when a baby chokes. It's from what channel was it? It was from the St. John's Ambulance channel, and it's 1 minute 47. I'm going to link it down below as well, because I feel like it should be a mandatory for every single person to know how to help a baby if they're choking, because you never know, like what if you're in a restaurant and the baby next to you is choking and the mother doesn't know what to do? You can save a life. So yeah, it's 2 minutes. I'm going to link it down below, and it's just so easy. Like it's literally just compressions here, compressions at the back, and I think I should have watched it earlier, but now I've watched it, so I know what to do. I was just panicking the whole time he was eating, and he was like gagging, and I was just like, oh my god. It's really scary. Like choking is so scary. So yeah, I'm going I'm going to link it down below because I think everyone should watch it to be aware of what to do if your baby chokes or if another baby chokes. It's 13 minutes already and I've been speaking, so I'm sorry if you're bored. This is just the reality of things. And oh yeah, we're also in lockdown, so that's fun. So I might go for a walk today, but I don't know. I went for a nice long walk yesterday, so I'll probably just take the day off today from going out. But yeah, so anyway, I've got an hour and a half now because he normally naps for an hour and a half. So I've got until 1 o'clock to eat, reply to some emails, and just take a moment for myself, to be completely honest. I'm never this disorientated. I feel really discombobulated is the word that I'm going to use right now. So okay, let me go have lunch or breakfast, I don't know, brunch. Back. It's a few hours later now, it's like 2:30, and Sufyan slept for an hour and a half as I predicted. So his naps are always 1 hour and a half now, which is amazing. And like I said, he can sleep by himself after about 5 to 10 minutes absolute max, which is really good. I'm really proud of him for doing that. So I just steamed the house. I just steamed the living room and like the dining room, kitchen area. We just found that mopping didn't really do as good of a job as steaming does. When you steam, you're applying a really high temperature to the surface, and so it's very efficient. I mean, scientifically it works. Whereas when you mop, you're hoping that the product does something. So when you steam, you actually don't have to use any products, but I do put some like Dettol, or I put Zaflora on the floor, just for the smell, really, because you know when you mop, you have like this nice sort of clean smell. When you steam, there isn't a smell. We bought the Click and Flip and Click or something for my mum. I saw it on Mrs. Hinch's story, like I think it was earlier this year, and we purchased it for my mum because they've got a big house and like it makes sense. But for us, we just went for a smaller, it's still a really good one, but a bit of a cheaper one, just because we don't have as much surface area, so we didn't really care for like an expensive one. So yeah, I'll leave them both linked down below. It's really, really good. We bought it maybe like 6 months ago now. Another tip is, if you are overwhelmed by like how much you have to do, then just give yourself the target to do a small space. Don't tell yourself that you need to hoover or you need to mop the whole house. I, as you saw in the earlier clip, was like, I've got so much to do, and so instead of thinking to like hoover and mop the whole house, I just gave myself a target to like mop this like area, the living area, because Sufyan, he's moving a lot now, and so his hands get on the floor, and I really don't want him to put his hands on the floor and then put his hands in his mouth. We sometimes, if we have to like grab a key or grab something we forgot, we'll run in here with our shoes on, which obviously isn't good, but because we do that, we just make sure that we disinfect it every so often. I think it's a really good productivity tip as well, just in general. Like, if you want to get something done but you feel a bit overwhelmed by it, just get started and done. I think it's something called like the 5-second or the 10-second rule. I can't remember what it was called now. I read it somewhere on a blog post recently, where you just need to get it done, just get something started, and you can either come back to the rest later, but you feel like a certain sense of accomplishment and a certain sense of success. And that's exactly how I feel now. Like, I feel like the house smells good, even though beyond this door it's not clean, but that's absolutely fine. Like, that can get done tomorrow or this evening, but the space that I'm in right now is clean, my desk is clean, like everything's disinfected, toys are put away. Another half an hour now till Sufyan has his second nap, and that will give me another hour and a half. So I'll get another hour and a half of precious time, and I think in that hour and a half I'm actually going to get some stuff done. And the first hour and a half was just like having lunch, chilling, checking like my emails and like kind of silly little admin work, but I haven't done my sort of deep work yet. So when he goes to sleep now, I'm going to get some deep work done. But yeah, if you are enjoying this vlog, I'd love it if you subscribe to see more from me. And I know that lots of, like 75% of you guys that watch me are not followed or are not subscribed to my channel, and that's really upsetting, because it's like, you guys, you're enjoying my content, you're clearly watching, so I'd love if you could subscribe. Like, my goal was to reach 100k this year. Let me know what you think. I'd love to kind of mix up, like I said earlier, mix up my content, and I've been doing a lot of educational content, which is great, but I feel like you haven't really got to know me and my personality. It would be fun to incorporate some like chatty, more just like normal lifestyle stuff on my channel. So once in a while I wouldn't mind doing vlogs like this if you guys would like to see it. And I think the way that I probably would do it is like try to incorporate some tips as I go along my day, so you can see sort of the things that I do to make the day more productive in whatever sense that is. So you've got 2 books to choose from. Which one do you want me to read you? Which book? This one, The Human Body, or this one, The Farm? You decide. This, okay, that's fine. Let's read. Cool. The Human Body. Look. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. I follow so many like Instagram pages about from like dietitians, dentists. There's more than one page for children or like toddlers and babies, from specialists and qualified people. I'll see if I can link them down below as well, so you can maybe follow them too. But I follow like at least 20. I mean, I don't want to overwhelm myself with information, but it's good to know and good to be able to have like ideas. Anyway, so I saw this idea. So this is a book, and she was saying how it's difficult for kids to be able to flick through the pages, because obviously it's normally like this, and they don't at this stage have the pincer grasp where they can like do that to the pages. They're kind of just using their whole hand, the whole palm. So she said to put elastic bands in between each page. So can you see how I've done that? I've put like elastic bands in between each page, and what that's done is it's meant that when the book lays flat, it's not completely closed. You can do this to the page because it's already started, you know, it's already given him that gap where he can stick his finger through, whereas normally it's like this, and so he can't really do much to the book like that. But yeah, just small tips like that, I find it so useful. And the fact that we have this available to us, we have these tools available to us, like everything from like looking after a child, motherhood, and even education, things that I do online. These things were never available in the past, and there really is no excuse to be ignorant about certain things. It's just a little bit of research, a bit of time and dedication needed, and you can learn so many like really valuable things that normally you'd have to like go through experience to be able to learn. Having said that, sign up to my course. It's on Skillshare. I'll leave the link for it down below. It's everything that I've learned over the past, like, I don't know, decade of being in academia. And you can learn it in a matter of 3 hours and, was it 43 minutes? If you do manage to get through it or listen to a bit of it, I'd love it if you could leave me a review. Like, so this is really bad, but because of COVID, a lot of maternity is just being put on the back burner, as if like no one's having kids, and like babies don't really matter anymore. I think it's really, really bad. Like, I haven't been seen by a health visitor. I've been spoken to by a health visitor twice, but he hasn't been weighed after his, what was it, 2 week, or was it 1 month? Last baby that I held, or like the last baby that I actually saw grow up, was my little sister, who is now 15. So that's, I have no, like, very little experience, little to no experience of children. So I don't have any idea what to expect for a 6-month-old. Like, I have no idea when teeth come out, when potty training starts, when people, like, I have no idea. Like, I'm literally learning as I go. I make the new sounds every single. Are you gargling? Yes, I have no idea when these things happen. So for me, it's really important to like keep a track, because I just don't know what to expect and when to be concerned. So yeah, so they're not checking us at all. I don't know when the next appointment is. I think his next immunization is at 1 year old. So I'm guessing, no, actually that's a lie, because the last 3 immunizations, they just gave the injection and we just walked out. Like, no one even wrote anything on the book. I had to write it on the book myself, which is actually crazy, because they give you the, so every injection, every immunization has a batch number, and batch numbers are important because let's say there was an issue or some sort of like problem with a batch, they will call back every child or every person who's been injected by that batch. And the batch numbers are usually written in the notes when you get the injection, but because I've had to write it down myself, I've had to request and ask for the sheets that come into, the information sheets that come inside the injection boxes, and I've written down the batch numbers here as well. It's just ridiculous. I can't believe that I'm having to do this myself. I just not weighed him, I just measured his length, and he currently is in the 50th centile, I think it was. Where did I put it in? 1 second. So yeah, he is 6.5 months, and he is, from my like rough measurements, I just laid him on the ground and then put a mark where his feet ended from the top of the carpet, and then I just measured that, and he was like 60, it was about 68, 69 centimeters that I measured. So yeah, he is in the 50th centile, which is the same as, like, he's been following the same trajectory. So it doesn't actually matter what centile your child is in. What matters is that you're continuing on the same centile. So like yes. So if he was like in the 99th centile, which means he's very tall, very long for his age, and then all of a sudden like he's now in the 50th centile, which means he's dropped quite a lot in terms of I can't speak which means he's dropped quite a lot in terms of like his projection. So it doesn't actually matter which centile that your child is in, just make sure that he's continuing in the same. And that's the same thing, like when they measure your stomach when you're pregnant, they mark you to make sure that you're growing at the same rate. Like I was quite small, and there was a point where they were a little bit concerned. They were like, he's not that big, and he was only born at 2.7 kg as well, so he was really light. I wasn't really showing until like the last couple of weeks, and but it didn't matter because he was following the same like centile graph thing. But actually now he's pretty average for his age, even though he was born really small. He's crying a little bit, like not too much, like you might hear like a little like it's like that, it's like moaning a little bit. He started at 43, it's now 47, so what's that, 4 minutes so far. There was a little cry in the beginning, I think, when he realized I walked out of the room, but that's just because, you know, obviously he's now getting used to me, and like when I walk out any room he does a little like and that's it. So that's not just like related to sleep or sleep training. But yeah, so he's now like self-soothing, which he used to do when I used to rock him to sleep. So when I used to rock him to sleep, he'd be like, like he'd make like this groaning noise where he's like going to sleep. And funnily enough, he's doing that now, which is actually interesting, because it just goes to show like he doesn't need me to rock him to do that. Like he just needs to learn to do that for himself. I've got the next hour and a half to myself, so the house is clean, dinner's ready from yesterday. Like we're gonna eat yesterday's dinner. I made like creamy salmon, which was really good. So and I usually make double portions, because what I used to do when we used to go to work is I double portions, and then we'd have that for dinner, and then I would do the same thing for lunch for the next day for us. But now we just have that dinner for the next dinner, so don't need to cook anything. I do still have to clean the kitchen, but I can do that later. And to be honest, my husband doesn't mind like doing the dishes and stuff when he comes home from work. So I'm gonna go check up on him and make sure that he is okay. How many minutes was that? No, it was 48, wasn't it? That was 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And actually it was less than that. It was about 4 minutes. Amazing. And that's from, look, 3 days ago it took 13 minutes. Yeah, 3 days ago it took like 13 minutes, and now it took 4 minutes. And by the end of this week, probably by the end of the weekend, it will be, I'll just put him down and he'll just go to sleep. Why didn't I do this earlier? Honestly, this is amazing. Cool. He's asleep. I just put a blanket on top of him, and he's in a weird position, but I'm not going to risk waking him up just to change a bit of position. So yeah, I actually am going to make a reel today. I've got an hour and a half right now, and I've got work to do, but I don't need the whole hour and a half. So what I might do is, I think I'm going to I asked a question on Instagram, and those of you guys have but yeah, I'm gonna make a reel right now. BRB. It gets so dark these days. Like, what time is it? 4:30. It's 4:30, and I've closed the curtains outside. Anyway, I just posted a reel on Instagram. It's not my first one, but it's the first one where I've like done like an infographic thing. And I've actually wanted to do this for a long time, but more on YouTube. But I felt like it was a bit, it would be quite information heavy, where I disseminate research. So I was gonna like pick a paper that was interesting, something to do with like productivity, or like I don't know, studying, like learning, exams, things like that, and talk about it in just, you know, in layman's terms. But I don't know, I feel like it was a bit heavy and not everyone might understand, and I just thought like, oh, maybe I'll do it later. But now I think with reels it's quite nice, because you've got like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and you can just like disseminate the research in like very simple terms. And I just did one, I'll post it here or something for you to see. I'm happy with it, but it's very cringeworthy. Yeah, I was I was like pointing and like dancing to Sierra's Level Up with scientific scientific paper in the background. So yeah, if you liked it, go and like it and share it, because that is what I'm doing for you guys. I've just grabbed myself a Icelandic yogurt. I think it's called skyr or something. But yeah, I discovered it when I went to Iceland 2 years ago, is it now, or something. And the other day, literally like I think it was last week, we watched a video on YouTube about how skyr is actually made. Like, it's very thick. It's not yogurt texture. It's like double cream texture, but a bit like the thick double cream, extra double cream texture. But this one's got berries in the bottom, so you can kind of see that there. Oh my god, I can already taste, I can already smell it. It smells so good. But anyway, I'm gonna enjoy this and answer some emails. Oh, hubby's calling. Oh, oops. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
You don't sound that excited.
I sound excited?
You don't sound that excited.
What do you mean?
I thought you would have been a little bit more excited, like, baby.
Oh,
baby.
Hi. It's because Sophia's asleep, that's why I'm trying to be quiet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
How was it today?
I'm really good, actually. Alright, I think I'm going to sign out here. It is, what time is it now? It's 5, and my husband's coming back home now, and when he gets back we're just gonna probably just like have dinner, and Sufyan is still asleep, so that's amazing. Yeah, I've been replying back to emails and like doing a little bit of work and stuff in that time, and yeah, so I'm gonna sign out here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's very chatty, like I'm gonna edit this and probably cringe at most of the chatty, because I can talk for England, so but there's nothing else that I'm doing. Like I'm not going out. We're in lockdown, like there's nothing else that I can do. I do want to bake a cake. We've got some really ripe bananas, so I might do that later. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this vlog, and like I said, if you are not subscribed, then please do subscribe if you want to see more content like this where I just show you the behind the scenes of the way that things happen in my life. So yeah, let me know, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay, bye.